So you're an actuary. You work with State Farm, or is it Allstate? I don't remember.
So I used to work at Allstate. Now I work for a insurance brokerage company, Gallagher. They do a lot of everything.
Smashing watermelons.
Different Gallagher, but who knows? Maybe some distance relation.
Oh no, I'd love if like the sales pitch for is like, you try our company.
And that's the ultimate test, yeah. Yeah, but so basically selling insurance to a lot of different people, but one area where Gallagher's really big is to like selling like health insurance to school. So for instance, my wife Crystal, she's a teacher, like her school, like all their health insurance and life insurance plans are through Gallagher, so stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And you're like the super highest level of actuary. You're essentially like a 10th degree black belt. You're a 10th degree black belt in actuarying.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, so an actuary is someone typically works for an insurance company. Usually,
most of the people who listen, I think, are adults and kind of know what an actuary is.
That's fair. I do find that more often than not now. I'm so used to just having to tell people what it is, but I feel like most people now kind of just have heard of it through osmosis. But yeah, so basically to be an actuary, you have to pass a bunch of exams. So what Robin's referring to is I passed all my exams and I never have to study for anything ever again, which is fantastic.
That was like, would you say that was like, what percentage of your life would you say that was over the past like 15 years?
Oh boy. So I started taking exams sophomore year of college. So,
okay, so not 15 years is excessive.
Yeah, so 2013, yeah, because I started in the spring. So 2013, and I finished my last one in December 2018. So yeah, like 5.5 years.
And what percentage of your time would you say had to go towards studying for these exams?
God, I did have it off the top of my head once, but I did track my study hours just to keep myself honest and make sure I was studying enough. And for each exam, I did study a minimum of 400 hours, 2 exams a year. So I could crunch the numbers later, but last time, I'm like, I don't know, it's like a month. Like a straight month a year or something like that.
Yikes.
By the way, is my video frozen? I can see one of my screens that I'm frozen, the other one I'm not.
You're fine for me.
Oh, okay.
And that's all that matters, isn't it?
Doesn't matter what anyone else viewing.
Are you able to see the video in
yes.
At least my video.
Huh? Yes.
Yeah, okay. What is like, so you have to like be studying what kind of shit? So it's a math test essentially.
Basically.
Like, what is the highest level math? You're not doing just like basic derivatives and like.
So it's all math based, but it's not like getting like a master's in math. Like I mean, like I'm certainly I'd say that I'm better at math than like, you know, the average person, but like I definitely.
But you're not doing like theoretical. You're not doing like theoretical proofs. You're not like proving non-Euclidean
numbers and statistics. I'm not good at, like, you know, the exams themselves. Like the first few actually, like the first exam is on probability and statistics. The second one's on like financial mathematics. But as it goes on,
are they mostly like word problems or just like?
So initially they're so for those like first few exams where it's more just kind of like applied math, then it's like kind of word problems, but basically it's very calculation based. As you go further on in the exams, so there's different like paths you could take, different societies that credential actuaries for whether in your like life insurance or auto and home insurance.
What's your specialization?
My, I guess, designation, my degree, you could call it, is
I insure watermelons.
I got the minor watermelon smashing, but yeah. So it's casualty insurance. So primarily auto and home, but then other things like liability, workers' compensation, stuff like that.
Would you say there's like any application in just like your day-to-day life? Like, are you able to like when you buy a new fan, are you like, it's gonna be a 5% increase from the tax to the deductible?
So okay, I guess in that regard, I'm more familiar with insurance products than most people, just because I mean the nature of the work I do. So I guess like so for instance, if I want like, you know, like so renter's insurance, unlike homeowner's insurance, it's not really required in order to rent in most cases. So like trying to just figure out stuff like that, is it worth it to get that versus, you know, like a like an extended warranty on your car. So I guess it's helped in that regard, but other than that, not really. Which, for the record, don't buy extended warranties for cars, but do buy renter's insurance.
But it's really never recommended to buy warranties for like anything, right?
Basically, yeah. There are some situations, but they're mostly for like businesses and like where like, you know, like a boiler shutting down, like getting extended warranty on a boiler versus you not being able to run your business for a few months, or not having to worry about not being able to.
Do you make the recommendations for so you just make recommendations for like what to charge, not like what package people should be picking?
Basically, yeah. So definitely nothing customer facing. Just
That's
nice.
Nice.
Essentially like looking at historical data, trying to project out what's changing in terms of like, for instance, obviously big one for the last year is, you know, like impact of COVID on insurance. So for instance, obviously a bunch of different impacts on that. One of which is people weren't driving to work as much, so therefore auto insurance should cost less money, and that's why, like, you know, all the biggest auto insurance companies ran ads for years saying like, oh, you know, we just cut prices by 15%, come join us, even though, I mean, it just kind of makes sense because.
So what you're saying is that fucking Gecko knew COVID was coming on.
Oh, he knew, yeah. The whole, like, for the last 20 years, the save 15%, he
probably fucked that bad.
Yeah, like Randy in the South Park special.
Oh my god. God, I really hope like they